This is Lene Rule, and I'm here today with Stephanie, the 2017 Travel Nurse Source Scholarship winner. Stephanie, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself, like what you're going to school for and all that good stuff?
Okay, sure. It's nice to meet you. My name is Stephanie Eby, and I'm going back to school for nursing. So I'm in the program at Rutgers University in Newark, and this is a program for people who already have a bachelor's degree. So I originally went to college for psychology and graduated in 2015, and now I'm really excited to be going back to school.
Yeah, that's awesome. And how much money did you get from our scholarship?
I was awarded $2,000 through the scholarship.
And what does that money mean to you as far as helping you pay for school?
It means a lot to me. I remember getting the phone call that I had won the scholarship, and it was in the afternoon. And actually that morning I had been looking at my tuition bill and just wondering how I was going to come up with the money to pay for it, because I did have some money saved up, but it wasn't enough to even cover a semester of school. So it really felt like just an answer to prayers when I got the phone call that I had received the scholarship, and I'm really grateful to have it. So thank you.
No, you're welcome. We're grateful to be able to help you out. I was on that phone call, and it was definitely exciting to hear, the relief in your voice when we called you. So that was really cool. How did you learn about the scholarship?
I learned about it through a website called Discover Nursing. So I had just done kind of a scholarship search for nursing scholarships, and that's how I saw it online.
Okay, very cool. Did you apply to a lot of scholarships then, I imagine?
Yeah, I'm still applying to scholarships. I have a spreadsheet telling me when the due dates are for various scholarships. But this one was actually the first one that I applied to, so it was definitely exciting to receive the award.
Yeah, that's awesome. So your semester will go January through May, and then how long in total will you have to go back to school to become a nurse?
It's going to be 16 months total.
All right. So then when is your expected graduation date?
They haven't released the exact date, but it's going to be May in 2019.
All right. And what are your plans after that?
So my long-term goals, initially I want to work as an RN for a few years, and then I do want to return to school again and become a nurse practitioner. And I'm excited about the field of nursing because there's so much broad potential to make a difference. So, I can see myself doing many things. But I think what I initially want to do is work in low-income communities or even rural communities where people don't necessarily have access to healthcare providers, just because I do see that there continues to be social inequality in our healthcare system, and I do want to be a part of, contributing to that change. So that's what I think I'm going to do initially when I'm done with school, and then later in my career I do want to work in public policy, and I want to push toward healthcare reform and universal healthcare, just because I kind of talk about this in my essay, but I saw firsthand what happens when people don't have health insurance. And I just think, in the country that we live in, we have the wealth and we have the ability to treat every citizen, and I that's something that I want to work toward, creating an America where that happens. So that's what I hope to do in the future.
Well, I hope you can accomplish that too. It's definitely a hot topic right now, and, an ongoing subject of healthcare reform in the United States. And you wrote a very compelling essay when you applied for this scholarship. And I think, we each have our own story on how the healthcare system has affected us in one way or another, but you just so happen to be compelled enough to do something about it. So that's very admirable. Does something make you, nervous about becoming a nurse, or is there anything you feel intimidated about?
Yeah, definitely. Just, knowing that you have the responsibility to take care of another person, you have the potential to really, really help that person's life, but you also have the potential to do a lot of harm. And so that's pretty scary when I think about it. I feel nervous about the weight of that responsibility. And I think, though, that it's probably something that most healthcare providers fear. So I try to put it into perspective and say, once I have gone through school and have some experience, I'll feel more confident and be ready to take on that responsibility.
Yeah, and I think every day is a learning experience in the medical field. Is there a
Right.
specialty that you would like to focus on, or you're not sure about that yet?
I'm not sure. Initially I was interested in working in psychiatry just because my background is in psychology. Um, and that's initially what kind of drew me toward nursing. But after seeing my fiance's illness and meeting so many different kinds of nurses, it just really broadened my eyes. And I don't know actually what I want to specialize in and what area I want to focus in, but I'm excited because there's so much to do and so many options by the whole career.
Yeah, and no matter what, I feel like your degree in psychology will definitely help you along. What are some things that you think, I know you're just in your first week of school, but that you think what you've learned in psychology will help you in nursing?
I think the two fields are actually very similar. They're both called the caring profession, and as a nurse, you have to be able to communicate, and you have to see someone for who they are and where they are in their life right now. And it's the same when you're working in a therapeutic setting. So I think having that experience is going to be helpful for me as a nurse, just to be understanding of who patients are and where they're coming from, and also just being with them at such difficult times of their lives and showing compassion and understanding. And I think it translates well to the field of nursing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we take for granted, until you have a nurse or a doctor that you can't communicate with, what it means to have someone who's truly empathetic and, listening to your problems. So,
Yeah, for sure. And I definitely noticed a difference between nurses, even when I was meeting so many nurses, that there are people who make you feel like, um, they have time to hear what you have to say. And it makes a huge difference, just that emotional aspect of nursing.
yeah. And so your fiance, you mentioned in your essay that he was sick. And so I'm sure, watching him go through that and interacting with the nurses gave you a lot of perspective. How does he feel about you going into the nursing field? And I mean, I'm assuming that he's doing well now.
Yes, he's doing well. He has been in remission since the spring of 2016, so he's doing well. Yeah, he's definitely excited for me. It's been a long journey, just because in order to apply to this program, I had to take prerequisite courses, and it's taken a while to get to this point where I am in school now. And he's just been a cheerleader the whole time. He was the one who encouraged me to apply to scholarships in the first place, and I don't think I would have if he hadn't pushed me toward that. And so, yeah, he's excited and supportive, and yeah.
That's really good. And I'm sure if we asked him, he would say you're his favorite nurse that he's ever had, right?
Yeah, I think he would still say that, yeah.
Well, very good. Is there anything else that you'd like to say as far as winning this scholarship and your nursing plans for the future?
Just that I'm really grateful for this, for winning this scholarship, not just for the money, but also for kind of like what it means to me personally, because, when I wrote the scholarship essay, I was really pouring my soul into it and describing this experience of my life. And so just to have people read that and then say that, okay, we believe in what your goals are and we want to support you, this feels really good, and I'm really grateful for that. So thank you.
No, you are welcome. And your essay and your words will stick with us for a long time, for all of us who read it. So we wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors, and hopefully we will be able to see you doing something really cool in the next few years.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.